Welcome back once again, all of my low-carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have a very simple keto scone recipe for you. Now, scones can vary quite a bit depending on where you are from. Where I'm from here, scones are kind of a cross between a biscuit and a pastry. They have that flaky type texture that a biscuit does, but instead of being a neutral or savory type taste, they generally are lightly sweet and have some type of add-in mixed into the dough, like berries or chocolate chips or nuts or something like that. And so today, that is the style of scones that I am going to be showing you how to make. Very quick, very, very easy. Go perfect with your morning cup of coffee or anytime you want a little light sweet snack. And if you want a printable version of this recipe, you can check out my website at janet'sdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So, while we do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Line a large baking sheet with parchment paper and set it aside for a minute. In a large mixing bowl, combine 122 grams or around 1 cup of coconut flour, 42 grams or around 1/4 cup of the granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever granulated sweetener you want. You can also adjust this more or less according to how sweet you want your scones. 15 grams or around 1 tablespoon of baking powder. 1 gram or around 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The salt is optional, it just gives the dough a little bit more flavor. Also, if you're more sensitive to the coconut flour taste and you want to make sure that your scones do not have that coconut flour taste, you can add some dry spices or dry seasonings of your choice to give the dough a little bit more flavor. Sift or whisk the dry ingredients all together until everything is fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 3 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so they stir in more smooth. Stir the eggs into the dry ingredients until everything is fully combined and all the dry ingredients have been lightly moistened by the eggs. Add a 1/2 cup of room temperature butter that's been slightly softened. Make sure it's just softened, not melted. Stir the butter in until everything is fully combined and your dough starts coming together. Add 126 grams or around a 1/2 cup of plain yogurt or sour cream. Make sure it is room temperature so it stirs in more smooth. Also, if you want to, you can add some vanilla extract or an extract flavoring of your choice to give the dough a little bit more flavor, especially again if you're one of those who are sensitive to a coconut flour taste. Stir everything all together until everything is fully combined and you have a soft, lightly moist dough that has formed. Form the dough into a smooth ball. Then massage the dough in your hands for about 2 minutes. This is so that any excess moisture can be absorbed and so the ingredients can all start binding together well. After you've massaged the dough for 2 minutes, form it back into a ball. Put it back into your mixing bowl and allow it to sit uncovered at room temperature for around 5 minutes. Again, this is so that any extra moisture can be absorbed by the coconut flour so you have a soft, smooth dough. After your dough has sat for 5 minutes, then use a wooden spoon and break up the dough ball just a little bit. And if you want to, you can fold in anywhere from 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of the add-ins of your choice. You can add in chocolate chips, coconut flakes, nuts. In my case, I'm doing around 50 grams of fresh blueberries. So that's up to you of what type of add-ins you want, or you don't have to use any add-ins. You can just leave it just as it is. That's up to you. Line a clean work surface with parchment paper. Form your dough back into a ball And press or roll the dough out to an 8 to 9 inch circle depending on how thick you want your scones. Remember, this is coconut flour, so it doesn't expand a whole lot. This does puff up a little bit, but it doesn't expand a whole lot. So for the most part, however thick you press your dough out to, that's pretty much the thickness that it's going to be once it is baked. Now, if you've used berries as your add-in or anything, be careful when you are pressing out the dough that you don't smash your berries. Otherwise, you're going to have blue scones, which doesn't affect the taste. It just looks a little weird. Once you've pressed the dough out to your desired thickness, use a pizza cutter or a sharp knife and cut the dough into your desired size of triangles. You just cut it just like you would a pizza. I divided mine into 8 triangles, but again, it all depends on the size of scone that you want. Then transfer the dough triangles to your prepared baking sheet. I would suggest using the parchment paper that you've cut the triangles on. Use that to kind of brace the triangles when you are transferring them over to your baking sheet. Alternately, if you don't want to press out your dough, like say you're afraid you're going to smash your berries or you just don't want to roll or press out your dough, you can use a large ice cream scoop and just scoop the dough out onto your prepared baking sheet and then just kind of form it into a ball or biscuit type shape. That's up to you how you want to do that. Whether you're putting them in triangles or you're shaping them with an ice cream scoop, make sure that you keep space around each one of the portions. Do not put these directly side by side. Coconut flour doesn't expand a whole lot, but these do puff up a little bit, so leave some space around them so that they can expand a little bit and so that they can have a nice even cook. If you want to, you can brush the tops of the scones with a little bit of melted butter. This helps keep the moisture in and it also gives it a little bit of a toasty top. Then place the scones in your preheated oven and bake at 400 degrees for 15 to 20 minutes or until the scones are golden and a tester comes out clean. Once the scones are baked, remove them from the oven. Allow them to cool in the pan for at least 10 to 15 minutes so that the scones can firm up nicely. After 10 to 15 minutes, transfer the scones to a wire rack and allow them to cool completely. If you want to, you can add a little bit of a topping onto your scones. You can drizzle some icing over the top or sprinkle some powdered sweetener. I sprinkled some powdered sweetener and cinnamon over mine. These can be served warm or at room temperature. If you do have any leftovers, allow them to cool completely. Then store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 3 days or in your refrigerator up to 1 week. Eat and enjoy.
And that's our recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.